Mechanics of urine dissemination of poet. When the poet urinates, the bladder of his desires is filled and his fish-protruding eyes become covered with endosperm before time. He falls into nothingness, daydreaming for a moment, which is the door of oblivion. The falsification of the blades of grass bending the backbones makes him aware of the fear blowing from the meadow when golden drops fall on it. With unknown and unspoken complaints, those who run away under the blades in panic, abandoning the gifts that were to appease the poet not to give up on this meadow. The red sun had gone out and there was still a burning smell in the air. The unsealed mouth of the spirit let out. The spirit of UF was one entity devoted to the meadow, and could have been the spirit of the end relief. UF liked the meadow air, and the flirting winds led him to the treetops at the end of the clearing, where they crouched full of relief and understanding. Do not give your hearts to the poet, because the spirit of wet tears will not hug you when it needs to. Do not surrender your hearts to a poet knowing the mechanics of urinating a poet. He will take you with a bitter look and the sounds of romanticism along the string. His burrs give no flower but dust, and his voice howls along the rays of the moon. His nose is pale and sensitive to harm. He will sense the venoms in your being. The masks will be torn off one by his bony hand. His eyesight is burning, and his truths are silent as eloquently as remorse. Those who sit on his shoulder and look ominously, count the grains of time and pass with them. Those who brush his hair and apply pomades to his temples perfect the rustles necessary for the poet in understanding the leaves. Those who stick out of his head at the bottom are convinced of the truth and stick out the poet's tongue for food. Those who stick out of his head at the top drown out his thoughts by singing, arguing with the birds. Those who do not stick out wade knee-deep in the turbid matter, where hope is mixed with the absinthe and the names regain their true sound. Those who tickle him under his knees are friendly and long for colorful dreams. A pair of talking tits, a monkey vomit, a shit and garbage. It's him. I was in love with him, so hurry up or I'll get wet. Maybe luck will smile at me today. I have a gold watch. Here is the man you are waiting for. It starts in chapter TS015. 2 to www.kubi.pl